We are talking to Paul Best from the Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show. Paul, when is the railway reopening?
Well, I can exclusively reveal to you that the railway will be reopening on the second May Bank holiday weekend, which is the 28th to 30th of May. The only snag is, of course, that we don't actually know where the trains are going to be running from. We know they're going to go to Kemsley Down, but unfortunately Sittingbourne Viaduct Station is still a demolition site, as Essential Lands contractors are removing the redundant pipeline and infrastructure. Once we have access to the station, we need to repair the site, which has been badly vandalised and stripped of vital track and signalling components by metal thieves. So we're going to have a series of work weekends to get Sittingbourne Viaduct back up and running once we get access. In the meantime, Milton Regis Asda Halt is our backup station. So if we're not ready in time at Sittingbourne, we'll be running from Milton Regis Asda Halt, which, as I said earlier, is accessed from the car park at Asda's in Sittingbourne. Timetable, fares and details will be available online at the railway's website, which is www.sklr.net, or by calling 01795 424 899 in a few weeks' time.
I was wondering, what is a work weekend?
Well, every fortnight we run a works train from Milton Regis Asda Halt at 10 AM and come back at about 4 PM. There's lots of work to be done at Kemsley Down, from working on the gardens, through the museum, locomotives, coaches and wagons. Everything needs work to keep it up to date and working. There's no experience necessary, and we provide tools and training. And at the last work weekend, which was the Saturday before last, we actually had 24 people attend on the Saturday and a similar number on the Sunday, which is really good.
What is a work weekend like?
Well, it's always good fun. We usually meet in the car park at Asda in Mill Way, where we have the gate and the bridge to take you onto the station. We get there about 10 to 5 to 10, wait for the train to arrive, and then the train crew come down and let us in, and we walk round and board the train. It's usually a diesel locomotive and one coach. Sometimes we have a steam loco if it needs testing, and the rate we're going at, we're probably going to have a second coach, because the Saturday before last I had to stand all the way to Kemsley Down. On arrival at Kemsley Down, there's time for a cup of tea and get allocated a task. Some people call it skive, but I usually spend the morning session photographing and videoing people at work for the podcast. And then there's lunch provided in the Footplate Cafe about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's back to work after that until about 3:30, and then we pack up and get on the train at 4 o'clock to make a 10-minute journey back to Milton Regis Asda Halt. And of course the ride's now enhanced by our unique views of the new Sittingbourne Northern Relief Road, which bridges the line close to Kemsley Down. When you were down last, it was just each side of the track, but now it goes all the way across, and they've started work on the decking of the bridge as well, so it's changed quite a bit down there. And although the work at the railway can be quite physical, the railway's volunteers are always a friendly bunch and love to welcome new faces.
How do you get involved in a work weekend, Paul?
Well, it's really simple. Just turn up at our entrance, Asda, about 10 minutes to 10 on a Saturday or Sunday on the work weekend. We'll give you a 3-day membership, and come down ready to work. Wear lots of rough clothes because you might get muddy, or covered in paint, depending on what we get you to do. But there's still loads to do.
Hey Paul, when's the next work weekend?
Well, the next work weekend is actually this weekend coming. Both Saturday and Sunday. I'll be down on Saturday as usual, see what's going on, take loads of photos and video. Details of upcoming work weekends appear on our Facebook group page, and also we send an email out to members saying, you know, the next work weekends are, and then just a list of work weekends. I also tweet it, and if you find it virtually anywhere. So yeah, the next work weekend is this weekend coming.
What if you can't make a work weekends?
Well, we also have working Wednesdays. and every week rather than every fortnight. But on these days, there's no works train or lunch, I'm afraid. If you want to go to one of those, you're more than welcome. If you can send your contact details by email to info@sklr.net by 5 p.m. on the Monday, we'll be able to arrange your access to Kemsley Down for that Wednesday. If you've got a trade, we're even more keen to speak to you, because we've got loads of work for anybody who's got a trade and would like to come down and help us out.
Paul, what's the podcast?
Well, the Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway podcast is a virtual journey, television programme type thing on the internet. If you can download it into your iPod or digital media player, or you can watch it online. It's come about over the last year or so. It was going to be monthly, and now I've got it down to pretty much weekly segments, which of the overall podcast. So this one currently is podcast 6 and is 6 parts long, and the previous 5 weeks have been building up to the 6th one, which is a sort of wrap-up programme, and then next week I'm sure I'll have to start podcast 7. The reason podcast 6 has been so long, though, is because it's a sort of catch-up programme, so that you can see what we've been up to. There's a bit of a history of the railway, what we've done since we've been closed, when we reopened, and what's been going on at the railway over the last few months to prepare for reopening again this season. As I say, the part 6 of 6 was due out last week, but unfortunately I'm waiting for some information from a third party, which is a first for the podcast. I've actually got a video advert from Joe Fugate in America for Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine, which will be in there as part of the programme, which will be very unusual. I've not done anything like that before, so it'd be interesting to see how that works.
How do you get the podcast?
Well, there's various ways of getting the podcast. You can subscribe for free, because it's all free, at iTunes, if you do a search for Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway, or you can subscribe through the host site, which is libsyn.com. So the website address there is http://stopham, which is stopem.libsyn, libsyn.com, and they're the ones that host it for the iTunes feed. I've also got a channel on YouTube which has the full high def version. It's the only one that has the high def version, and that's at www.youtube.com/stopham, STOPEM. I've also uploaded it to britishrailways.tv, railwayforum.tv and railwayworld.tv, as well as putting it on the video tab on our Facebook group page. And I'm getting about over 300 viewers a week, which is fantastic, and such has been its success that we're looking at doing a DVD of podcast 6 when I've finished it, and then that will be available, but you'll obviously have to pay a bit extra for that, or some money for that, because it's going to need a CD or DVD and everything else. But yeah, that's coming up.
We are talking to Paul Best from the Sittingbourne and Kemsley Light Railway.